Welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do some basic editing in OptimizePress for a sales page or a opt-in page, a conversion page, something like that. You can make any page with this, but I do use OptimizePress for sales pages. So here's the page. I'm going to show you how to make some changes here. It's all pretty basic. So this is the back end. It's showing what is available on the page. If you click on hide control, you can see certain things have disappeared. So if I put that back, you can see there's an add an element section here. It looks like a big gap. However, when you click on hide the controls, you can see it's not a big gap. I don't usually use that feature. I usually just come over to the actual page. So I have two pages open, two tabs open, the back end and the front end, and I'll just refresh the page to have a look at how I'm going. Okay, this is an image. You can clone things, you can move things around. There's all sorts of things. So you've got moving, you've got editing, and you've got cloning, and you've got deleting. Okay, I'll delete that. So if you wanted to change the image there, you can do that. That's an image as well. Just come in here and edit the text if you want to. The text is the same system as normal WordPress editing, so you can do everything from there quite easily. I have other training videos if you need to understand that better, but it's just the normal standard WordPress editing system. The way we've got this stuff set up is that we've got, I don't know what it's doing there, we've got different sections that we can do. So for instance, if you wanted to make this, for instance, the way it is, it's 2/3 and 1/3. If you wanted to change the size, you can now create, so I'll add a row, add the row. So this area here, we talk in rows, so rows across, and I like to break everything down into individual rows so you know that this whole section is one row. If you come here, this will be another row, this will be another row. It just makes it easy when you want to move things around, if you separate each of the sections. You can also do things like this with the color in the background. That's an image. You can do an image in the background, you can do a color, and that is a row. So that whole section there with the image in the background is one row. You can add more information in there and take things away. So we're going to create a new row, and I'm going to show you something. So currently, this one is 2/3 and 1/3. So let's go in here, and I'm going to say half and half. Let's say insert into page, and there it is. So there's your half and your half. These ones here are full width. This is a half and half. What I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to show you something, and I'm going to duplicate that. So now I'm going to move this, just pick it up and move it. It's really simple to move. I'm going to move that over there, and I'm going to take this image and move it up here as well and drop it there. Don't worry about what's going on there. It's acting a bit crazy. I'm going to save that. Okay. I'm going to come here, and I'm going to, I've got this silly video going away. Hang on. Yeah. So I'm going to refresh the page, and I'll show you what we have done. So that is the one I had put there, which is the 2/3 and 1/3. And then as you can see, just as a sample, I've got the half and half. So you can just move things around and change where they go and the width of things. You can pick up this whole bit of text and put it in this section here, so it's on one half of the page. You can take this banner and put it into a half bit like this and make it much smaller and put it on the side. There's a lot of different options there. We can also, I'm going to show you if we click, so we've got an edit function here for each of these individual sections. We also, this is the edit for the row. So this is the row information. Here where it says add element, I'll just show you something. We're going to say add, and I'm not going to go into details about what all these things are, but let's say Facebook comments, for instance. I'm going to add Facebook comments in here, and I just want to show you title, Facebook and I'll show you. And we're going to say insert, and there it says Facebook comments. So it's adding an element. And I'm going to refresh this, refresh. And you can see there's a Facebook comment section put in there. And of course you can move this around, so we might say, okay, we don't want it there, we want it over here. Or we don't want it there and we actually want it on a full width, so I'm going to move it up, here, down, put it there, and we can put it in there. So you can move all of these things around. Okay, I'm just going to come back here. Okay, so you've got this row as I showed you. We've got this half and half, for instance, and here we've got the normal one that we want to work with. But I just want to show you something. So if you come up here and you click on this pencil here, we can actually edit the background on that row. So we can say yes, full width. I always tick that because it stops the gaps from the tops and the bottoms. And I'm just going to show you as an example. You can put an image in here. Any image you want you can upload. Or we can choose a color. So we want to say background color. If you're only doing one color, you only need to fill this in. Let's do red so you can see it. Actually, we'll do green so you can really see it. And we're going to click on update, and there we go. So that's now showing up green. The whole background's green. Now, if you want to do green and you want to do your second color, let's do blue and see what happens. And you can have a page where the color changes. That's really nice when there's quite a tie-dyed sort of effect, but you can do that where it's only slightly lighter and then slightly darker at the bottom, so you can change it so it just gradually changes, so it's not a massive difference in color. I'm going to click on save and continue, and I'll show you how that looks at the front end. So there we have it. So now that's sitting inside with a background color. So you can create a row like that. And you can add, I've already taken away the Facebook comments, remember, so you can't see that there. It's not there anymore. And everything that's in that section, in that row, is showing up on that color background. So I'm going to click OK. I'm going to remove that because that looks extremely ugly. And what else can I show you? That's normal text. That's normal text. That's in its own section above. This is the half and half, so that's in two sections. That's got a 3-part section, so I think that's 1/4, 1/4 and half in the middle. We've got the full section there. Now this box here, this is actually a special box. I'll show you. So add an element, and it's the box builder. Where is it? Feature block creator. Feature box creator. The reason why I like this one is because it's really, really powerful. It's only got one option there. Then once you come inside, now this is where you want your advanced options. So this is the content. So we're going to say hello in here. Oh, I wrote help. That's really funny. Hello. I can't type and talk. And I'm going to make that centered so we can see it. And I'm going to take that for a second. I'm going to just add big, and I'm going to bring it to the middle. Okay, so we've got the text that I want in there. We're going to click on advanced options. Now this is where we create the box. Now here, what you can see, I haven't refreshed yet. Here we've got this bold purple box, and that's a feature box creator. That's made from feature box creator. This is made in the same section and it shows up in a different color and it doesn't have an image on it. Those are different, but down here we have got, that's also a feature box creator where it is a dotted line. So you've got all these options. You can have a play around with it if you want to. You can put a color in the background. You don't need to have a color. You can have a border color. You can have a border thickness. You can have the radius, so you can have it a square box or rounded corners. And you can have a style, so you can have dashed or solid edges. and then you'd click insert, and you can create the boxes like that. What I recommend is, if you like this box but you wanted a different color, just click on clone that one, come inside here. There's another editing button now because it's a box. We want to go to advanced options. We want this same box, but we're going to say we want it in this color. We're going to click on insert. I'm actually going to make it a bit bigger, so I'm going to say the width of it is 500, for instance. I'm going to click insert. It looks small there because we don't have the right size for it. I'm going to move it over here, and there you have it. So we've made the box, we've just copied and dropped it in here. It's a larger width box and it's a different color. So, you know, I will save this and show you at the front end. And seeing that the page is already being done by the designer, where she's already designed boxes like this, you don't want to be adding new styles in the page. So please don't go making, you know, anything new like that. That looks extremely bad with the rest of it. But just to give you an example, so that box is there. That's what we just created, and that was based just cloning that and changing just 2 things from there. So in the case of, let me delete that because this is our working page. Yes, delete. Say for instance, if you wanted this box, just go ahead and click clone and then click on this little image here, and it will change some of the features. So you might want a different color border, or you might want a thicker border, something like that. Okay, these are, I'll come to this part here. These are a different type of feature box that we have used. Expect element. This was called, what is this one called? You're best off just cloning them, so you don't want to be coming through and starting from scratch again if you want them to look the same. Always clone if you want something to stay looking the same. Now I need to try to find the block creator. Ah, this one. I just saw it. Course description box. It's taking too long. So you've got the course description box there, and you can create a new box like that. You've also got the bullet block, which does a similar thing. You've got the different size images you can have there. Doesn't load. I'm going to quickly run through a few other. I don't know why I can't there. Choose a different element. And there's also a, is it, where is it? No. This one. Step graphic, so you might want to have step 1, step 2, step 3, and you can put a title and content there as well. So there's a few different ways you can have boxes showing up on your page. But say for instance, if you were wanting to, you can go into these and edit. So you can change the image there, change the text that's there, change all of that. Advanced options. We've got the header as the one of the colors of the website. We've got the content in a different color. You can easily change those things. So you can see there, I've put the orange there, and then the rest of it's in the gray color. Okay, next thing is, this is one image, and it's a centered image, and then this here is the text. Now, I will explain something to you. The reason why this is on 2 different rows is because it will stay even. So I'll show you. See how that's beautifully aligned? So you've got the words there all coming into a beautiful line. Now, if you were to do, I'll show you, if we were to do this and put it, oops, flying the wrong way. You can do that, of course you can do that, but what will happen is, let me do this one and I'll show you something. And you can even see without me having to go and show you the other end. So because these images are all slightly different, all this text is going to end up slightly different. So, where is it? See how they're not now in line? The text is now not in line, whereas those two are even. Those two are not in line. So what we actually do to make sure that that works out perfectly is we put it in its own row. So the images are in one row and the text is in the row below it. And that way we can be sure that we have a nice clean line across that top bit. Now, if you feel like these two areas are too far apart, come into Edit and you can do top padding 0, bottom padding 0, and that just brings in the gap a little bit, and you'd want to do the same thing here. So this one will be based on the top and the other one's based on the bottom, but let's put them both in. So I don't know where that light's come from, so you can continue. Now let's put a funny line there, I'm not sure. The joys of the internet. Make sure it's still within the same, yeah. So that way we have that nice clean line across there. What else? What else? What's that? That's just another one of those boxes. Okay, this here is feeding from another section. So what I will do, I want to open up. That's actually coming from here, Scarcity Builder. We click on that. And it's this first one that's called First Course. And if you want to, you click on Settings. And you want to come here to Date and Time. And you can change here the date and time that you want it to, the countdown to finish on. Now, you've got expiry action here. I have this one set as when the offer is finished, I want the page to still show and it will say this offer is finished. You've got a few choices. You can actually create a new page and you can direct them to a new page. So the new page can say, sorry you missed out on that offer, however, this is the next offer. So you might want to, if you've got another thing that you want to offer, you can upsell them onto something else. And that's really easy to do just by clicking redirect to. You want to save all that information. And because it is here, it's feeding from the other part. You don't need to do anything here. It will automatically update this section here for you. Here are the PayPal buttons. Don't mess with them, whatever you do, because it is a drama to get those things back. I recommend you don't mess with anything here. Leave everything as it is as much as you can, because as soon as you start messing with things, you can cause some problems for yourself. That's as you can see, 1/3, 2/3, the image is there. Those spaces, I know there, it looks like there's a big, it's not straight, but it actually is, and that's why you want to be going to your front end, because even if I click here and click on hide, it still looks like it's uneven there. However, when you come to the website and you have a look, you can see it's nicely centered. So don't rely on this hide the controls. I don't rely on that. I go to the front end of the website and have a look from there. And that's it. So you've got this is the Facebook share. So if you click on social sharing, so that's an option as well. And there's some other things you can play around with. Now, if all goes pear-shaped and you make a big mistake and you think it's the end of the world, it's not. Come here to page revisions, and you can see all the revisions that have been done on that page. And you can actually say, right, I'm going to load that one. And there is the revision, and you can decide if that's the one you want to upload or not. So don't worry too much. It will, it can be fixed. It's storing 10 revisions, and yeah, so there is a way out in case you do make a mistake. You can go back one page. That, I think, is all you need to know on that page. And so I'll just show you this. If you come up here and you click on edit, you can see in here it's blank. That's not blank though. And if you click edit there, that's actually the text that is showing up. Because it's white text, that's that text there. So we can't see it. Then we can come down. Oh, edit. There's the picture and there's more text there. Okay, so everything's in there. If you want to try to read something and you can't read it from there, go to your HTML and then you can read it all from there. Or another option is change the text to black and then change it back to white. So that is it. I'm going to log out of that bit. That is how you edit pages on Optimize with OptimizePress on in the back end. Thank you.